to head to something called All County. So 6th grade parents, please keep this in mind, because you're gonna find that my 7th graders are wildly successful. I heard stories from other band directors across the county. What am I gonna do with my 7th grade group this year? Because again, 7th grade last year, they were there for half the time. This year, we've had students out for quarantine, weeks at a time. Sometimes they come back in. But your students here have always picked up where they left off, and then they also practiced at home, which is wonderful. So they picked up that expectation and they carried it, and you see the result tonight. But they have the opportunity to go to All County. So it's an audition process where you go and you play scales in front of a panel of judges. So it's a combination of notes that you need to know in a certain order. And then they have to be memorized. Last year, your 7th graders knew one of those scales memorized. This year they had to know 7. And I gave it to them, and you had 2 months to learn it. They had 2 months. Plus an 8th chromatic scale, which is learning how to play every single note from the lowest of their instrument to the highest part of their instrument by memory in time without any mistakes. And they did well. They also get a piece of music thrown in front of them that they've never seen before. It's just a short little thing about 8 measures long. They get about 60 seconds, 30 seconds to look at it, and then they have to play it for a judge. And we were wildly successful. So I want to recognize the following students because of the acclaim that they claimed for us here at Socrates Middle School. So starting with 8th grader, Nicholas Sykes, please stand. If you guys can hold off your applause to the end, he is going to be representing us as first chair at All County. We have Mr. J.J. Bowie on clarinet as well. He's playing bass clarinet for us right now, but he's going to be playing clarinet as 3rd chair in the entire county. We have 7th grader, Ashlyn Miller, also on clarinet, ranked number 6, I believe, as a 7th grader, the 6th best clarinet in the entire county. We have Ms. Yasmin Louie on bass clarinet, ranked number 1 as a 7th grader. Cannot wait to see what she does next year as well. We have Mr. Caleb Williams, who's right now is playing Barry sax for us. But he is going to be representing us on alto sax at All County, which is amazing. We have 7th grader Jackson Martin, also on tenor sax, as a 7th grader ranked number 1 in the entire county. We have Mr. Jordan Bray, also on tenor sax, representing us as 2nd chair, as an 8th grader. They only take 3 tenor saxes in All County. And unfortunately, my other tenor sax could not make it to auditions. Had he though, I'm pretty sure we would have swept all of our tenor saxes, so great job, tenor saxes. And then we have Mr. Landon Pierce on trumpet, ranked number 6 in the entire county. Let's give it up for these students. So if your student is a 7th grader, please encourage them to go next year. I had a lot of students, or nearly everyone that auditioned made it. A couple did not, and that's okay because they have the opportunity to do it again in high school. We may not have as many as like North Myrtle Beach or some of these other bigger schools, but nearly every student was ranked at the top. So it's definitely the quality coming out. So if your student auditions, they should make this opportunity and you'll be very well with it. I'm incredibly proud. So the 7th graders will get the chance to do that again next year. Make sure you practice so you're not upset. Okay? And our 8th graders will have the opportunity to do that again next year as well, which the audition requirements are all the same, they just add a couple scales, so it's pretty easy. So I do encourage them to get that fine arts credit, the 8th graders over at Socrates High School or whatever school they're going to, by staying in band, give it a try. They're going to make their friends that way, and then it's going to give them something to latch onto to keep them hooked for the rest of high school. And if they don't do it, that's okay. They'll find their passions and they'll grow into something else that they love. I do want to give one more shout out. We do have a flute player that could not make it tonight, unfortunately. She is a 7th grader. She has only been playing her flute since August. She never touched a flute before that. Her name is Miss Savannah Steen, and she is ranked number 1 in the entire county. She goes home and practices about 2 to 3 hours every single night, and she learned that flute in 0 amount of time. So even though she's not here, if you could please give it up for Miss Savannah Steen. The next piece is going to be Noel Noel. It is going to feature two of our all-county clarinets, Miss Ashley Miller and Mr. Nick Seitz. We also have two soloists in the trumpet section, Mr. Landon Pierce, also representing all-county, and Mr. Cooper Simpson. This is Noel Noel. Again, I do apologize about my conflict this evening. However, after the concert, I am going to have the sixth graders join you. They're going to come to you with their instrument. I do have a couple of photo op opportunities back here if you'd like to take a picture with them with their instrument. I know you're all like dying to get a picture with me. Unfortunately, I can't be here. So we'll save that for the concert. But again, that they can do two full-length pieces is just incredible. So I never, ever, ever think of my sixth graders as sixth grade. I always think of them as my future eighth graders. So keep doing what you're doing because I cannot wait to see what happens with them in 2 years. This is the end of the sixth grade concert with Deck the Hum. Walk around this side. Very much. Again, just absolutely incredible. We are going to end tonight's concert with a jazz piece. There is a jazz band over at the high school. My 8th graders always tend to beg me for a jazz piece. Not sure why. I mean, I like jazz too, sort of. But they always ask for it. So they've already asked me next semester if we're doing a jazz piece. We do have some opportunities. Again, we're very flexible this year. So unfortunately, we're not able to do the Atlantic trip that we tend to do with our 7th and 8th graders. We weren't able to do last year either. But we are going to be looking at a performance opportunity at Carolyn's. We just have to look at what the district is going to allow us to do. So that would be going and performing in front of a panel of judges, and they would do it with sports, not just about going and riding roller coasters all day. We would actually be showing off those skills. And we do have another opportunity in March called Concert Performance Assessment, where we would go into state-run band test, basically, where we go and play a piece for a panel of judges, and they would give us a score. So I think your students are going to do quite well. And again, represent us just amazing. Thank you so much, as always, for letting me borrow your kids. Again, sometimes they laugh, and we laugh together. Sometimes they make me scream. But we always get to this point, and it's just always so worth it. So again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for letting me borrow them. I love every minute that I have with them. Whether it's a good day or a bad day, that's music. And I would rather be nowhere else. We're going to end tonight's concert with Jingle Bell. One, two, ready, and. graders, if you want to go and find your families. My son's 8th grade is going to help clean up a bit, and then they are going to put their instruments out